Hello, hello, hello. I am the Linux Mensch. The other day I did a video about how in my Arch Linux system, my remote desktop client that allows me to log into our Windows system at the office, at my day job, how it stopped working and how I fiddled around with it and I couldn't get it to work. And I mentioned in the video how I was going to take a computer. I have an extra computer at home that I don't use. It had Arch Linux in it, but it was off all the time. And then whenever I turned it on after a month, I had a huge update to do. So I discovered that my remote desktop client still works in Debian systems. It works in pure Debian, Antex Linux, Linux Mint Debian, and probably any other Debian system. So I decided that I was going to wipe Arch Linux out of that computer because it's a spare computer. And I was going to either put Linux Mint Debian, Antex in, or pure Debian. And I asked your opinion. And a few people responded and they gave me their opinion. And all the opinions were good, well, except for a few. So anyways, I decided to go with Linux Mint Debian. So I have Linux Mint Debian installed in that computer and it's working fine. And I'm able to use my remote desktop client and log into my system at work, my Windows system at work, and have access to everything at work at the office. And I can't show you the system because I don't have my camera and my microphone and all my equipment hooked up to that computer. And also, that computer is a very old computer. And because of some GPU issue, which I really don't understand, OBS doesn't work in it. It never did. Regardless of what distribution I have in that computer, whether it be Arch or Debian or whatever, OBS Studio doesn't work in there, so I can't actually show you my install. So the best I can do is I created a replica of that computer in my virtual machine in my main computer. And before I even show you that, there was one comment. One person was really disappointed that I didn't have the willpower and the energy to spend more time to figure out why my remote desktop, Remmina, wasn't working in Arch anymore. And you know what? I fiddled around with it quite a bit. Now, here's the thing. I have a full-time job outside of my house. I drive to an office. I work full-time in the office. Then I come home and I spend, in the evenings, I spend time with my wife. And in the evenings and on the weekends, I try to push out at least 2 videos a week. And I try sometimes to do 3 or 4 videos a week. And making a video, believe it or not, takes anywhere from 5 to 8 hours, depending on how long I do it, because I have to prepare myself for it, go through the preparation. I have to record it. I have to edit it. I have to make a thumbnail. I have to upload it. The long videos all have chapters. I manually put all those chapters in, and it's a lot of work. So, between maintaining this YouTube channel and my full-time job and my responsibilities at home and spending time with my wife, I don't have time. So anyways, I did fiddle around with it and I couldn't get it to work, and I spent quite a bit of time on it, but hey, how much time do I have? And the other thing is too, the person was really disappointed that I was wiping out Arch. Well, I didn't wipe out Arch. Arch is my favorite Linux distribution. My main production computer that I'm recording on right now is Arch Linux. And as a matter of fact, at home, I have 4 computers. Right now, before, all 4 computers were on Arch Linux. I just took the one computer and put Linux Mint Debian on it so I can use it to log into my system at work. I only want to log into work in case there's some type of emergency where there's a lockdown or I'm not able to go into the office. So most of the time that computer is off. So the beautiful thing about that is that computer, even if it's off for a month, when I turn it on, there'll be a few updates, but there won't be 100 updates to do. So that computer now is on Linux Mint Debian, And I still have 3 computers on Arch. I didn't dump Arch. Anyways, I made a replica of that computer in my virtual machine, so I'm just going to quickly show you it, and I'm going to end the video. Well, here it is. I'm in Linux Mint Debian with the awesome window manager. And just to prove it, let's go to Xterm. And, well, you can see I'm Mensch at LMDE-6. Let's do a neofetch. I don't know if I installed neofetch, actually. Oh, I did. There we are. There's my neofetch. LMDE-6, Fay. With Xterm. Right here, my terminal is Xterm. And I'm in the awesome window manager. Let's clear the screen. Let's do an htop. And it's running at, well, you can see this virtual machine, which is a replica of the hard drive, my bare metal computer that I installed Linux Mint Debian in. It has, and actually that computer, only difference is that computer has, I kind of lied. So in this virtual machine, I gave it 4 processors and 4 gigs of RAM. My bare metal computer, where I installed Linux Mint Debian, it actually has 8 gigs of RAM. And the installer, the Linux Mint Debian installer, or the Calamares installer, also gave it 8 gigs of swap, which is not a big deal because I have a terabyte in that computer and I don't have any videos or music or any files in that computer. So that's the only difference as far as making replica. That's the only difference between my bare metal computer where I installed Linux Mint Debian and this virtual machine. And I wish I could have made the video from that computer, but like I said, OBS Studio isn't working in there. And I also have my camera and my microphone and everything hooked up to this machine. So anyways, you can see I'm hardly using any RAM. And now I'm just going to log into my remote desktop and show you that. So this is what it looks like when I'm logging in. So now I'm logged into my system at work. It's in the cloud. It's based on Windows Server 16. So you can see here. Now, there's no wallpaper, but that's okay. I have a black screen, but you can see I have Brave Browser. I have Firefox. I have my Windows calculator. I have PDF, Adobe. I have Microsoft Outlook, which is my email client, and I don't want to open it because if I open it, this is Outlook 2016. If I open it, you're going to see some emails from work. I have Word, I have Excel, I have my file manager, and I don't want to open up File Explorer because again, you're going to see who I am and where I work. And this is a program, this blue icon here, it's a program that we use for work, and it's, well, really proprietary. Well, I guess all of Windows and Microsoft Excel and Word is proprietary too. But like I said, I have Word, I have Excel, and I also have this program that we use, and also this is the menu. And there you have it. I have Brave Browser installed, and I have Firefox installed. So now I'm just going to log out of my work system, and I'm going to disconnect. There we are. With Linux Mint Debian, LMDE-6. And like I said, this is a replica of my system that I put in my hard drive. So I want to thank everyone who contributed to my video and who made comments. Some people suggested I go with pure Debian. Someone else suggested I stay with Linux Mint Debian. And the reason why I didn't go with Antex, I really do like Antex. I've been playing around with it a lot in the virtual machines, and I really like it. And I almost put Antex on my computer, on my bare metal computer. And the only reason why I didn't, and you know what? Antex uses a lot less RAM than Linux Mint Debian or pure Debian. And the only reason why I didn't go with it, and I almost went with it, is because it doesn't use systemd. and it uses Sysvinet, and I didn't feel like learning it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mensch.